Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be showing you guys how I made this simple high waist palazzo pants. So if you're a beginner, you've been struggling to make your own pants, please watch this video to the end because it's very detailed and beginners friendly. So I achieved this style using 2 yards of crepe fabric. So in this video, I'll also be teaching you guys how to calculate your correct crotch measurements, and your crotch measurements includes your crotch depth and your crotch length. So make sure you watch this video to the end to get the best of it. So don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. So we'll be drafting on the pattern paper first before we transfer to the fabric. And I have 2 yards of crepe fabric here. I have my rulers, my tape rule, my scissors and my marker. So let's go ahead to work on the pattern before we transfer to the fabric. So the first thing you want to do is to draw out a starting line at the top of your paper. So note that this paper is not in a fold of two. I'm working on a single pattern paper. So this line is going to be the waistline where we'll be taking all the vertical measurements from. So for this pants, I want a band of 1.5 inches at the upper part on the waistline. So I'm going to place my tape rule 1.5 inches above this starting line to mark all my vertical measurements. So if you're working with a 2 inches band, you place your tape rule 2 inches above the starting line. So from that point, I'm going to mark my hip measurement, my waist to my hip, which is 9 inches. And then from my waist to my crotch is 11.5 inches. So I got my crotch depth by dividing my round hip measurements by 4. But since it's a high waist pant, I'm going to add 1 inch to the 11.5, making 12.5 inches. Or you can also sit on a chair and measure from your waist down to the surface of the chair to get your crotch depth. And then from my crotch to my thigh line is 14.5 inches. So I'm going to use my ruler and just extend these lines horizontally. So I'll extend the lines horizontally this way. So note that your tie line is between 2 inches to 2.5 inches below your crotch depth. So let's go ahead to label these lines now. The first line is the waist line. The second line is the hip line. The third line is the crotch depth. And the last line is the thigh line. So on the hip line, I'm going to place my round hip measurements divided by 4, which is 11.5 inches. And then I'll add 1 inch for seam allowance. So place your round hip measurements divided by 4 and add 1 inch for seam allowance. So I'll mark 12.5 there. So I'm going to mark that same 12.5 on my crotch line. I'll mark that same hip measurement on my crotch line and I'll mark it on my waistline. Then I'll take my ruler and just connect the 3 points together. Oh, sorry, this is a mistake. I'll just go ahead to trace it out. So this is what we have after connecting it. So the next thing to do is to place the crotch extension. So to get your crotch extension for the front panel, go ahead to measure what you have on this hip line. So I have 12.5 inches there, as you can see, or better still, just divide your round hip measurement by 8. So I'm going to divide what I have here now by 4, which is 12.5 inches divided by 4. So I'm going to have an about 3.1 something. So I'm going to just take 3 inches for my crotch extension. So I'll place 3 inches there and then I'll come over to this point and mark 1 inch on that angle. I'll come up by 1 inch and then I'll take my curved ruler and just form a curve this way. I'll form a curve this way with my curved ruler. So this is what we have for the front crotch extension. So I'll come over to the waistline now and place my round waist measurement divided by 4, which is 9.5 inches, and I'll add 1 inch for seam allowance, making 10.5 inches. So if you're working with a stretchy fabric, just mark your exact waist measurement. No need to add any seam allowance. I remember that this pant will not be having any darts in front and at the back as well. So I'll take my curved ruler and just connect the point down to meet my hip line. So after connecting, this is what it looks like. So the next thing to do now is to place the tie measurements. So before I place the tie measurement, I'm going to come over to the crotch line and just measure what I have starting from the crotch extension. So I have about 15.5 inches here. So I'll go ahead to take the midpoint of that 15.5 inches. So I'll mark the midpoint on the line. So whatever you have there, mark the midpoint on the line. So by doing this, you're going to avoid your pants from turning to one side. Like sometimes some people normally complain that they have their pants seam on the side coming towards the front. So if you follow this method, you're not going to have that problem. So go ahead and extend this line all the way down to the full length of your pants. Extend it all the way down. So after extending the line, this is what we have. So I'll go ahead now and place the tie measurement on the tie line. So my round tie measurement is 27 inches plus 1 inch for seam allowance, making 28 inches. So I'm going to divide the 28 inches by 2 and not by 4 because we're working on only one tie. So divided by 2 is 14 inches. So I'll go ahead and share that 14 inches across this line. So I'll mark 7 inches on both sides of the line, as you can see. So I took 7 inches from both sides of the line, and then I'll take my ruler and just connect it down to meet my crotch point this way, my crotch line. And then on the other side, I would extend the line down this way. So this is what we have after connecting. So the next thing I'm going to do is to extend these lines down to the full length of my trouser. But if you want yours to be wider at the base, you can just measure that 14 inches you have and add about 2 or 3 inches to it and place it at the base of your pants, then connect it. So the full length of my pants is 43 inches plus the waistband, but I'm going to cut out 45 inches because of the folding at the base. So I'm going to add the extra fabric when I'm cutting on the fabric because my pattern paper is not as long as 45 inches. So I'm just going to connect this point now straight down to the full length of the pants. Now do the same thing for the other side. Straight down this way. So after drafting now, this is what it looks like. So I'll come over now to the waistline, and at the center front area, I'll come down by 0.5 inches. So this is going to make your pants sit very well on your waist. So I'll come down here and then take my ruler and just slant it to meet the other side. So this is basically all for the front panel of our pants. So I'll go ahead to cut it out before we move to the back panel. So I'll go ahead to cut it out. So when cutting on your fabric, you're going to fold your fabric into two because you need two pieces of this for your front panel. So I'll be cutting out the back panel on another pattern paper, and I'm gonna head to place my front panel on it. So you can use your masking tape to just secure the front panel on it before you start drafting. So I make sure I left some space at the top of the pattern paper, just above the waistline, and also at the sides for my allowance. And also on this crotch extension area, I do the same thing. So the first thing is to come over to the waistline and come in by 2 inches. And then from that 2 inches point, go up again by another 2 inches. This is because the back panel is always higher than the front panel because of the butt at the back, and then extend the line this way. So the 2 inches you took out in front, go ahead to replace it at the other side. So I'll come out from this waistline now by another 2 inches. So I'm trying to replace the one I took out in front, and then I will extend the waistline this way and then connect it down to meet that point. So by the time you measure the waistline for both the front and the back panel, is going to be the same thing. So this is what we have after extending. So the next thing to do now is to come over to the crotch point. So from that crotch line, I'm going to extend my back panel crotch by 2.5 inches. So if you're working with a small sized person, you can take 2 inches. And if you're working with a bigger sized person, you can make use of 3 inches for the back crotch extension. So what I'm going to do now is to just extend the line down to meet my 2.5 inches point. So just follow what I'm doing. Extend it this way down to meet that point. And then from that line, I'm going to just go ahead and use dotted lines to connect my back crotch extension. Just follow what I'm doing, guys. Just connect it this way. So I'm trying to connect this point now to meet my new waistline. So I'll just go ahead and curve it out this way to meet my new waistline. So after doing that, this is what we have. So by the time I place my front panel on it, you're going to see that it will match up very well, just as you can see. So that is the back crotch extension. So this is the major difference between the front and the back panel. So the next thing we're going to do now is to mark out the side allowance for the back panel, because the back panel is always bigger than the front panel. So on this side area, I'm going to take 1 inch all the way down to the tie line. I'll take 1 inch this way all the way down to the tie line, and then from the tie line down to the full length of my pants, I'm going to mark 0.5 inches all the way down. So I'll go ahead to just connect all the points together using dotted lines. Connect it all the way down. So on this side, I'm going to come out by 1 inch. So this 1 inch was going to be for the inner seam allowance. So remember when we're drafting the front panel, we only took seam allowance on the sides. I'm just going to mark it all the way down, and then I'll just connect the points together using my dotted lines. So I'll remove the front panel now. I will finish up the back panel. So after completely marking out the back panel, this is what it looks like. So the next thing to do now is to cut it out. I'll just cut it out this way. So after cutting out, this is what we have, and this is what the front panel looks like also. So I'll use this to cut on my fabric. Remember, you're cutting out 2 pieces for the front panel and 2 pieces for the back panel. So after using patterns to cut out the fabric, this is what we have. So these are the front panels. Like I said, I have 2 pieces of it. As you can see, the wrong sides are facing each other. And then for the back panel, I also have 2 pieces of it. So I'll go ahead to take off my pattern paper from the fabric now so that we can start joining the fabrics together. So the first thing we want to do is to close up the crotch area. So I'm going to place my fabrics this way, right sides facing each other. And then I'll take it to my sewing machine and close up this area all the way down. I'll stitch it all the way down using 1/2 inch. I'll do the same thing for the front and the back panels, and when I'm done doing that, I'll show you guys the next thing to do. So after joining the fabrics together, this is what it looks like. This is the front panel and this is the back panel. This is what we have. I also went ahead to iron it out. So the next thing to do is to place them right sides facing each other this way, and then I'll go ahead to match the crotch areas together. So the part where you joined, make sure you match the two lines together, and then use your pin to secure it down. So after doing that, I'll take it to my sewing machine, and from that point that I held it down, I'm going to stitch it all the way down. I'm going to stitch it all the way down to the full length of my pants. Stitch it on one side, stitch it closed all the way down, and then on the other side I would also stitch it all the way down. Stitch it all the way down to close the lower part, and then when I'm done doing that, I'll go over to the sides. I'll merge the sides together as well, and then close it up using my 1 inch seam allowance that I added while drafting the pattern. So for this particular pant, I'll be having side zipper. So on the side I want my zipper to be, I'm going to take 10 inches all the way down from the waistband. So my zipper is going to be from the waistband 10 inches from the waistband. So I'll just use my pin to hold down that point. So I know that that's where I'm going to stop stitching. So I'll stitch it all the way down this side using one inch, and on the other side I'll stitch it all the way down. So when I'm done doing that, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after closing up all the sides and the crotch area, this is what we have. This is what it looks like. Let me turn it over for you guys to see very well. This is what we have. So I went ahead to leave my 10 inches zipper opening. So I've gone ahead to cut out the band as well. So to get the length of band you'll be needing, just go ahead to measure what you have all around the waistline. measure it all around. I use it to cut your band. So for me, I have about 40 inches. So by the time I add my zipper to it, it's going to go back to my 38 inches round waist measurement. And I also went ahead to iron gum stay on it for my fabric to be more stable. And I folded in half an inch inward so that to make the attaching of the band very easy, to make it very neat. So I'm going to just show you guys now how to attach your band. So go ahead to place one side of your band. So my band is in a fold of two, as you can see. So go ahead to place the right side of your band on the wrong side of your pants, and then use your pin to secure it all the way around the waistline. So the right side of your band is facing the wrong side of your pants, just as you can see me doing. So use your pins to just attach one side of it on the waistline. So after using my pins to hold it down, I'm going to take it to my sewing machine now and stitch it all the way around it. I'm going to join the band to the waistline of my pants all the way around it. And then when I'm done doing that, I'll use the other side of the band to cover it this way on the right side, and then I will stitch it very close to the edge of the band all the way around the waistline. I'll cover it up this way. So you see why we had to fold in that half an inch to give us this neat finishing while we attach our band. So I'll stitch it all the way around it, and when I'm done doing that, I will show you guys what it looks like. So after fixing the waistband, this is what it looks like. So this is the front part and this is the back part. So I also went ahead to fold up the base of my pants. I folded it in for neat finishing. I did the same thing for the other leg. So the next thing to do now is to fix in our zipper. So remember we have a 1 inch zipper allowance. I'll go ahead to place my zipper on it this way, making sure the part of the zipper that has fabric is towards this angle, and then I'll stitch it all the way down very close to the zipper teeth. And when I'm done doing that, I'll flip the zipper to the other side this way. I'll fold it in as just as you can see me doing the video, and also stitch it all the way down to the point where I want my zipper to stop. So always make sure the part of the zipper that has the fabric is towards the open angle. So when I'm done fixing it, I'll show you guys the finished product of our part. So after inserting the zipper, this is what it looks like. So you can see how neat it came out. So this is where I'll be ending this video for today. I hope you learned one or two things from this particular tutorial. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.